This playoff season, there's only one place where we'll bet, and that's Fanatic Sportsbook. Yes, they're our presenting sponsor, but it doesn't make sense to bet anywhere else if you're a sports fan. Because when you bet, you earn fan cash, win or lose, which means that your bets get you closer to accumulating fan cash for authentic jerseys, hats, memorabilia, and much more. Winning just hits different with fan cash. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Connecticut residents, call 888-789-7777. Massachusetts residents, call 888-327-5050. New York residents, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Maryland residents, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Betting and Sweating, Eastern Conference Finals Edition. Game 1 takes place in a little over an hour and 15 minutes. My name is Andrew Claudio, a.k.a. GMAC, and we are presented by Fanatic Sportsbook. I am joined by my partner in crime today. I'm still getting out some giggles because something was said that was very funny right before the show. I got to be honest, Sean, I'm doing everything not to laugh right now. But thank you to the fine folks over at Fanatic Sportsbook. And thank you to Sean as we preview Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers with your best bets for tonight. First of all, Sean, how are the vibes?
The vibes are immaculate because about an hour ago, Tottenham Hotspur won the Europa League and won their first trophy in 17 years. So guess what? All those trophy jokes, you can put them in your pipe and smoke it because Tottenham are the Knicks of English football. So
I was going to ask you, what's the give me the NBA comp here, and you tell me it's Tottenham. Okay,
they're the Knicks easily. Like the jokes,
they're the Knicks.
They haven't won the league since 60. They haven't won the league since 61. The Knicks obviously since 73. Everyone goes crazy. Whatever. Like we're the Knicks. The Tottenham and Knicks are the same thing. Like when people find out I root for Tottenham and the Knicks, they're like, oh my God, you must hate yourself. Not today, motherfuckers. Not today. And let's hope those vibes carry over to Madison Square Garden tonight.
Well, congratulations to you and to the other Tottenham fans that are also Knicks fans as well. Or if you're not a Knicks fan and for some reason you're watching a Knicks pregame betting show, and you're a Tottenham fan, thank you for tuning in. I don't know why, but hopefully my lack of knowledge in this territory doesn't scare you away. We're here to bet and sweat, Sean. We're going to go through some lines and some predictions and some picks for today. A reminder to all of you that if you would like to win $100 in fan cash, we are still running a contest throughout the playoffs with the fine folks over at Fanatic Sportsbook. All you have to do is tag Knicks Film School or Fanatic's Book and hashtag sweepstakes on Twitter/X, not calling it X, just reading what the copy says, with your Game 1 Fanatics bet slip, and then join us for the Game 1 KFS post-game show where we will announce the winner. Eastern Conference Finals Edition sounds really cool. You can win $100 in fan cash to put toward your picks for tonight or your picks for Game 2. The hat that I'm wearing, the new Jalen Brunson jersey I saw today, according to Fanatics, that Jalen Brunson's jersey is now one of the highest selling, if not the highest selling jersey among all NBA players throughout the playoffs. So shout out to Jalen Brunson. And shout out to the fine folks over at Fanatic Sportsbook as we dive into our bets for tonight. Let's start here, Sean, as always, with a game. Give a spread, money line, or total bet, a game total or team total for 1 point. Sean, you go first.
All right. For one, I'm going with the Knicks first half minus 5.5 or plus 150. You can get plus 2.5 minus 2.5 at like even at I think minus 110. But I'm doing a little bit of juice. I'm getting some more value at minus 5.5 because they've actually covered this number in two of the three matchups with the against the Pacers this season. And that was without Mitchell Robinson. That was without a defense. That was without the variety of defense that we saw in the Boston series. And honestly, I believe that Game 6 Knicks are now a thing, and it will carry over to this series. But again, this has happened in two of the three meetings this season, and I'm in the first meeting and the last meeting, I believe. So I feel very good about Knicks minus 5.5 at plus 150. Don't panty juice. Let's get some value here.
Love it. Love it. So my first pick, I'm going to go to the game over. Not going either way, Knicks or Pacers with my spread or money line. I'm taking a game over. So the line is 221.5. In the three games that these teams played, two of these games went over 221 total points. The one that didn't was exactly 221 points. It was the second game of the season where Tyrese Halliburton had 0 points. So I'm going to assume, as much as we like to shit on him, I think he'll get more than 0 points tonight in this game. So that's the math I'm using there. Also, in the 10 playoff games that the Pacers have played so far, this number has hit 8 different times. So the trends all lean toward the over hitting here. It's not great value as far as like a ton of juice at minus 110. I put it in a parlay with Knicks money line, and it got me to plus 165, which I boosted to plus 203. So shout out for the boost over at Fanatic Sportsbook. This is a good leg of a parlay, if not just a straight bet for tonight. I'll go with the over at 221.5. Sean, it is time for us to look at the enemy here and give an op bet, as one might call it. Sean, what is your op bet for 2 points? A Pacers themed bet for tonight.
So even though I have to bet on the ops, I don't have to necessarily cheer for them to do nice things. So that's why my bet is for Pacers team total under 51.5 points at even money. And again, this is based on the Knicks showing different defensive principles and schemes that we have seen all year. I don't think they're going to let Tyrese Halliburton walk into open threes, although, sometimes Cat does Cat things. But I feel very confident. And like, honestly, the way I cap this game, I feel like this, and you'll see in some of my other bets as we go forward, that I think there'll be a strong performance from the Knicks tonight. So I'm going with, I feel very strongly about betting the under 51.5 at even money.
I appreciate the spirit of F the opponent no matter what. Hopefully this hits because it means we will have a good time watching the New York Knicks play tonight. I'm going with a thorn in our sides here in the Knicks world. So TJ McConnell is a bench player for the Indiana Pacers. The line set by Fanatic Sportsbook for his total points is 6.5. So this number is something he has hit in 6 of his 10 playoff games, including 2 different games in which he hit exactly 6 points. So he was a free throw or a bucket away from hitting the over on this. Last year against the Knicks in 7 games, TJ McConnell hit this in 6 of the 7 games. And the one game he didn't was game 7, where everybody else was hitting, and he was barely in the game down the stretch because the Knicks were down by 30. And just that sugar on top. Against the Knicks this season, in the 3 matchups TJ McConnell played against the Knicks, he hit this number twice. So taking the over on 6.5 points doesn't mean the Pacers win. Just seems to be a thing that when TJ McConnell plays the Knicks, and this goes back to my Carmelo Anthony Stan days, as we remember him hitting a buzzer beater in the Knicks' face after Kristaps Porzingis airballed a 3-pointer during the just transitioning out of the process Sixers. So TJ McConnell over 6.5 points will be my op bet for tonight. Can be really annoyed when this hits. I'm saying when, because this is going to hit. Let's do a parlay, Sean. Put together a parlay, a good parlay, 2 to 3 legs. So this is going to be a theme from my next two picks. I believe in Karl Anthony Towns. I understand his frustrations, or the frustrations people have with him, but like it was mentioned last night in our town hall, I think it was by the remarkable BKG, that the man's averaging 21 and 11 in the playoffs, or at least averaged 21 and 11 against the Celtics. That's not bad. Like, he may be frustrating on defense. There are moments where teams get on him, rotate him into pick and roll and make it impossible for the Knicks to get a stop. But the numbers just bear out that he's at worst a net neutral player. So I'm going, all three legs of my parlay are going to be about Karl Anthony Towns. 22 plus points, 12 plus rebounds, 3 3-pointers made. That value on this is plus 425. You can boost it with the same game parlay to plus 510. Some numbers on this. Karl Anthony Towns has done this 12 times this season. Hasn't done it in the playoffs, but did do it once against Indiana. So, fun fact, by the way, he did this 12 times. You know how many times a Knick did this last year? 12 points, 12 rebounds, 3 3-pointers made?
I'm going to guess less than 1.
Yes, you're right. 0 times last season. Shout out to Julius Randle, who had a bunch of 2 3-pointers made and 12 rebounds. But 22 points, 12 rebounds, 3 3-pointers made. It's good value on a parlay for a thing that he's done 12 times, can do now that the offense might open up a little bit for him, that he's not going against the Celtics. And to think he's already done against the Pacers. A lot's been made over the last couple days of how much he has thrived against the Pacers in his career with the Knicks in the 3 games he's played against them so far this season. So I'll go Karl Anthony Towns with all 3 legs of my parlay.
I remember when BKG said that on town hall yesterday. It really like brought perspective. Like, we've been screaming, oh, it's not, and like, if 22 and 12 is bad, listen, I'll sign up for that. I'll sign up for that any day of the week.
Got that right.
And I believe in Karl Anthony Towns with you, GMAC.
Your bet, sir. Your parlay.
So I'm going back to Old Reliable, and this would have hit in Game 6 if the Boston Celtics had bothered to show up. And that is Jalen Brunson, 30 plus points and 7 assists at plus 175. Now, I know some of you want your parlays to be plus 900, plus 1,000. Y'all want lottery tickets. I don't do lottery tickets. I try to win money. And to channel my inner Mensa, if Jalen Brunson could cook against Asar Thompson, and if he could cook against Jaylen Brown and Derek White and Drew Holiday, why would I be scared of Andrew Nembhard and Aaron Nesmith? Now, unless Adam Silver allows Aaron Nesmith to club Jalen Brunson over the head of a 2x4 like he did in Game 3. But guess what? That was on the road. This is at home. So I feel very good about Jalen Brunson, 30 and 7 plus 175.
Love it. Love it. Let's swing for the fences, sir. A home run bet of sorts. It's my turn to go first, right?
Yes,
no, I just went first. Again, the Karl Anthony Towns bet for an inexplicable reason, because we've been going back and forth. Sean, you go first for the home run bet then. Plus 300 or greater.
All right. You know who did not play much in the last time these two teams played in the playoffs last year?
Who?
One, Mitchell Robinson. And I believe we're going to see a lot more of Mitchell Robinson in this series, especially on the defensive end. And guess what? Mitchell Robinson is pound for pound the best rebounder in basketball, which is why, even though he's coming off the bench, I am going with Mitchell Robinson over 10 plus rebounds at plus 330. And when Mitchell Robinson has 7 rebounds in the second quarter, you're going to be like, Sean, you did it again. Simple as that. Don't overthink it.
Do you think they'll do the Hackimich tonight? Because that's the only way I don't think he'll be effective in this series, is if they turn him just into a free throw shooter.
So I heard, so I watched the preview pod with Benji and DJ and Caitlin Cooper.
The crossover,
the crossover pod, yes. And I think Caitlin said that on one hand, that's not really his thing for Rick Carlisle. But on the other hand, there was a game where I forget who it was. Someone had like some terrible center had like 9 free throws attempted. So I wouldn't put it past him. So he might, but I think Tibbs has also properly adjusted his rotation so that he brings in Mitchell with like 3 minutes left. So like you maybe get to do it like one possession. And if you get 1 point per possession, then that's fine. So I put nothing past Rick Carlisle. I mean, this is the man who said a small market team deserve a shot and sent 74 calls to the league. So I put nothing past him.
Gotcha. This is a great value for a home run for Mitch 10 rebounds. It seems like really great value because if he's as effective as he was in the Celtics series, he's going to play enough to get to his rebounds, especially against a really bad rebounding team. So I love it. Karl-Anthony Towns, 4+ 3-pointers made. So this has only hit 8 times this season. He's only done this 8 times. He's done it an additional 2 times in the playoffs, game 3 and 4 against the Detroit Pistons. So while he just went through a series in which he was pretty defunct from the 3-point land, I should say, again, 21-11 against the Celtics, keeping with the theme of things are going to open up for him a little bit against the Pacers. So I will go with an optimistic home run bet plus 550 for Cat to hit 4 threes in a game that a lot of people are saying, based off of what he did during the season, he's already going to dominate. But I don't see why this isn't a worthy swing for the second deck, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, Sean, it is time for us to give our best bets of the night. Let us start by going through our friends that were featured in the Fanatic Sportsbook app with their official picks for today. These are the ones that will be featured on the Knicks Film School post-game show. Mensa took in Tyrese Halliburton, 19+ points, -110.
That has to be a reverse jinx.
I'm hoping it's an emotional hedge that he's hoping for the under. Josh Hart, 7+ assists, goes to Macri at plus 190. And then Jeff, I said I have a Cat with 3 threes in my parlay, and my home run bet is him at 4 threes. Jeff took 2+ threes for Karl-Anthony Towns, which again, he has not hit since, I don't believe he's hit this since the Detroit series. So this is hopefully a new series for him. And it starts with Cat 2+ threes at plus 160, -160. Earn up to 10% back on your bets, win or lose. Use fan cash on Team Gear on fanatics.com or bonus bets and profit boosts in the Fanatic Sportsbook app. Stay tuned for exclusive offers all playoffs long. All right, Sean, where are you going with your best bet of the night?
All right. Again, I think the Knicks will come out and play well. So I'm going a slight home run, not a slight, a double. This is a double.
This is a double. Yeah.
This is a hit into the gap for the Knicks to win this game by at least by 9.5 at plus 190. I've actually been betting every game of the playoffs, both teams, -9.5. Shout out to Cousin Sal.
Cousin Sal. Yep.
Yes. And here is where the strategy in the conference finals will begin to pay dividends, because most people think that every game is going to be close. And no, you'll get games where, Minnesota lost by this cover last night for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I'm going big here, and I'm going the Knicks to win this comfortably by double digits at plus 190.
Dear God, if this happens, good luck to 7th Avenue and the New York Police Department. I guess I'm going a wall scraper of sorts. I'm trying to hit one up the gap as well. With Jalen Brunson, 30+ points at plus 105, they can't guard him. It is just a simple fact. They do not have a player like Asar Thompson, like Drew Holiday, like Kelly Oubre, even Aaron Nesmith last year, the quote-unquote Brunson stopper. Yes, if Jalen Brunson pulls up lame and Precious Achiuwa suddenly has to share the floor with him, then yes, maybe they could keep him under 30 points. I think JB is going to have a great series. I'm going to look up what his odds are to be conference finals MVP, because I think that's a really good bet depending on what it is. But I will go with Jalen Brunson 30+ points is my best bet for tonight. And that was our betting and sweating picks for tonight. You want to do some out-of-town lines real quick, some bonus bets, Sean?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start with one for 1 point. Give a game line or spread from a different game going on tonight. Where are you going, Sean?
So, excuse me. As you all know, there's only one basketball game going on. Well, there's only one NBA game going on tonight. But that's not the only basketball game going on tonight. So I am going with the Minnesota Lynx of the WNBA minus 11.5 over for minus 110. They're playing the Dallas Wings. The Dallas Wings stink. The Minnesota Lynx are on a mission because they have been whining all winter about what happened to them in Game 5 against the Liberty in WNBA Finals. I think Nafisa Collier is going to try to win MVP this year. So I think they're going to destroy the Dallas Wings. So again, Lynx minus 11.5, minus 110.
It's really good information in an area of expertise that you got. I know you're a big WNBA fan, so this is good value here. I'm going to go to where I'm an area of expertise. The New York Mets to score under 2.5 runs is plus 130. This has hit entirely too many times in their last, what will be 9 games if this hits tonight. This has hit entirely too many times. Going back to their series against Pittsburgh, I believe this will have hit. Yeah, they've only scored more than 2 runs twice. So this will be twice in their last 7 of their last 9 if this hits tonight. Here's how confident I am in this pick. I laddered this, Sean. So you can get this at plus 120 because the game has already started. So you can live bet this. Mm-hmm. You can also take under 1.5 at plus 240. And you can also, now knowing my luck, the Mets just scored, and that's why the line is suspended. But knowing my luck, because the Mets are coming up to bat, they just hit a home run. You could bet them to get under 0.5 at plus 500 was the number that I looked at earlier. So that's what the Mets offense is basura right now. If you're playing the Mets, you're catching them at a very opportune time. So under on the Mets run line. Give a player prop from a different game going on tonight. I'm actually going to the Yankee game and taking a former Met, Jacob deGrom, 8+ strikeouts at plus 165. Jacob deGrom, one of the best pitchers in baseball, starting to round into form. I believe he's hit 8 strikeouts in his 7 starts. He's done it at least 5 times, and he's playing the Yankees, who may score some runs on him, but they're a free-swinging team with one of the highest chase rates in baseball. So Jacob deGrom plus 165 at 8+ strikeouts.
First of all, I would like you to lose that bet because not this bet, the previous bet, because the Mets are playing the Boston Red Sox and fuck them. So for me, my bet is I am going with baseball here, and I'm going with Jackson Merrill to go yard for a plus 330. Why am I going with this? This is a bet. This is a recommendation I got from my good friend Adam Rosenberg, who hosts a podcast called Dad's Bet Baseball 3 times a week, and this is one of the bets he gave out. So I am tailing him, so it means you should tail me because this is what Adam does. He's very, very good at capping home run bet. So Jackson Merrill to go yard plus 330.
The Mets have second and third, nobody out. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another edition of Betting and Sweating. They're not going to score. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to score. This inning will end with the Mets 0-0 still. I am telling you that right now. The Mets have second and third, nobody out though, which of course, after I gave that advice. See, when I looked at this, Sean, I was like, they're going to score 8 runs tonight. That's going to be the thing. They changed their lineup. Soto got dropped to third because Starling Marte was the answer, right? So yeah, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is ignore any baseball advice. That was clearly emotional, what I just said earlier. Like this video. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Sean, any final thoughts before Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals?
Knicks in 5.
Love it. I would love it to happen, too. I missed what the odds were for it, but if it's Knicks in 5, Knicks in 6, Knicks in 7, or hell, Knicks in 4, as long as the Knicks win this series, I'll be okay. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Join us on playback. We'll be going live around 8 o'clock. Join us on the post game. We'll be going live right after the game. And check out Sean and Jeff J tomorrow at 3 p.m. for Casual Friday. Until next time, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Let's go Knicks, and we will speak with you soon. Peace.